Guys, look at this little Rockstar can I found here. This thing is so tiny. Average sized, actually. Average sized, but I've just never seen one like this before, so I just thought I'd mention it. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Slightly channel. Today, I am going to be talking about the Byakugan, which is personally my favorite or second favorite Dojutsu in the entire series. The only one that I might like more is the Rinnegan. Now, I don't know why I've always loved this eye, but literally since I first found out about it when I was in, grade 3 when I first watched Naruto, I've always loved it. So I won't really be talking about the Hyuga in this video. I'm more so going to be specifically focusing on the Otsutsuki's Byakugan, because what we know is that the Otsutsuki, their baseline Dojutsu is the Byakugan. They seem to all be born with it. I mean, we've seen every single Otsutsuki have it. Kaguya, Momoshiki, Kinshiki, Ishiki, Urashiki, Shibai. Like, they all seem to have this eye. So it's clearly like the baseline jutsu. And the reason for that is because the Otsutsuki actually need the Byakugan in order to live out their will or live out their job as Otsutsuki, and I'll explain that. But first, I want to talk about the fact that 90% of you aren't subscribed. Bro, if you like Boruto content, if you like Demon Slayer, which is coming up very soon, then make sure to subscribe, man. I'm trying to hit 100 subs before March, so please make that a possibility and subscribe. Anyway, getting to the abilities. The first one I want to talk about is the near 360 degree vision. There's only one weak spot, or I guess blind spot, right above the first thoracic vertebrae. There's a slight blind spot. So that's the only one. Now what's interesting though is we learned that Mukai, who's a novel character, he only had the Byakugan in his left eye. And because of this, he could only see like vision all around him on this side, but the right side of his body was still completely normal, which is really interesting because Ishiki only has one Byakugan, which means it's probably the same. So that's the first ability. The second one is that it's able to see through walls, see through the ground, and can even see into a person's body, where they then can see the chakra network of the person in all 361 chakra points. Now this is a very powerful ability because the Hyuga and Otsutsuki have developed a fighting style in order to actually take advantage of this and block all the chakra points, allowing you to either stop flow or increase flow of chakra in those points. And they can also identify when the chakra that they're tapping into starts to change or when chakra starts to build up. And we know this from Neji's fight with Naruto, where Neji can see when Naruto's regular chakra starts changing to orange from him tapping into the Nine Tails chakra. We can see that it's starting to build up more as well. So that means, for example, if someone is activating the Chidori, the Hyuga can see that there's more chakra flowing to that point of their body. Or if they're building up jutsu for a fire style, they can see that chakra is building up, which means that they can kind of predict when and where jutsu are going to come from. Already you're starting to see that there is some pretty nice abilities with this, but now I'm going to get to explaining why I believe the Otsutsuki actually need this eye in order to function. So another ability that I haven't brought up yet is that the Dojutsu can see extremely far away as well, in all 360 degree view as well. It can see extremely far. Neji's in part 2 can see 800 meters, which that's pretty far, but how far do you think an Otsutsuki can see? Well, they have to be able to see actual light years away from themselves in order to be able to see planets. They have to use their Byakugan and be able to see that far away so they can see what planet to go to next. They can see where to avoid in space. That is what they need the Byakugan for. So I think the reach of sight of the Byakugan is actually one of the craziest things. And I haven't even talked about some of the best abilities it has. Before I get to more of the groundbreaking abilities, there's just a few other things I need to talk about. The Byakugan can also be used to enhance Genjutsu and enhance the range of Genjutsu. We see this with Kaguya Otsutsuki. She was able to use her Byakugan in order to expand the range of the infinite Tsukuyomi. I mean, come on, bro. If you can expand the range of your Genjutsu with this eye, what can't you fucking do, bro? That is insane. And there's one other thing from the novel, from the character Mukai, who has the one Byakugan. He was able to see a jutsu coming at him, and he was able to use the Gentle Fist in combination with it, and he was able to split the opponent's jutsu to the point where it like passed around him. and he didn't get harmed from it at all, which means that the Byakugan also has the capability of basically deconstructing a ninjutsu. Now, so that's been all of the surface level abilities, you know, being able to see light years away, being able to see a chakra network and all the chakra points, being able to see through walls, 360-degree visions, you know, that's all good and all. But then we get to some of the craziest abilities yet. We know that Kaguya's Byakugan allowed her to peer into somebody's mind and see and read their thoughts and feelings. She read Hamura's thoughts and feelings like this. I don't think I really need to talk about how crazy that is, being able to read somebody's mind and emotions with your eyeballs. And another thing, the Byakugan seems to have, no, not seems, is confirmed to have the ability to see the future. We first see this through Momoshiki. Momoshiki says he could read the fate of other people, he just couldn't read his own fate. And he read Boruto's fate, and he said, those blue eyes will eventually take everything from you. In the most recent chapter, he said, you've already lost one blue eye. This is the beginning of the end. His fate that he read was actually completely factual. And he also said something related to, like, I pity you, Fox, or something like that. And that could have been him talking about the fact that Kurama did actually die. Now that's I'm not confirming that or anything. Like, I'm just putting that out there. Now it's in chapter 75, it was blatantly confirmed, not said out loud, but it was confirmed through visuals that it can actually see the fate of people or premonitions or glimpses of the future. As when Boruto, his Byakugan activated, he was able to see Mitsuki in Sage Mode talking to Kawaki, and then you saw Sarada. You saw Sarada like running in the background. It was like Kawaki's over this way. And then you also saw Shikadai, Inojin, and Chocho there as well, who were also helping in the fight. That was obviously Ikimoto setting up that fight is going to happen. So Boruto was able to literally see the future, or have a premonition of the future with the Byakugan. That's literally, there was a movie where a whole other dojutsu had that ability, where they were able to see the fate of someone. They made a whole other dojutsu just for that ability, and then now it turns out that's actually just a Byakugan ability anyway. So the Byakugan is actually really strong. So now I'm going to quickly touch upon the Gold Byakugan. The Gold Byakugan, I know I said I'd explain the Gold Byakugan, but there's really nothing to explain. I can explain how we saw it. Momoshiki, we saw his Byakugan turn golden after he fused, I guess, or ate the chakra fruit of Kinshiki, and then he evolved to a new level, and then his Byakugan turned gold. And then for Urashiki, we saw that after he ate his blue Renegon and evolved to a new level, his Byakugan turned gold. Why did they turn gold? We don't know. What do they do when they turn gold? We don't know. All we know is that they turned gold. So I'm assuming, and this is a bold assumption of me, but I'm assuming that it is the exact same as a regular one, except it's stronger. There's really nothing else I can say. It's actually really cool in my opinion. I just wish we actually knew something about it. But yeah, that's my explanation of the Gold Byakugan. It is a stronger Byakugan. That is the Byakugan explained. I hope you guys are walking out of this with a little bit more of an understanding of just how strong this eye can actually be in the possession of the right person. The bar is so far apart. I mean, like, Neji's Byakugan is down here compared to where, you know, Ishiki's Byakugan probably is, or Shibai's Byakugan probably is. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I didn't really talk about any of the Gentle Fist abilities, but the reason for that is because they're not necessarily Byakugan abilities. They're jutsu made to work with the Byakugan. So that's more of its own topic in itself. That's everything you need to know about the Byakugan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Make sure to subscribe as well. I didn't forget. Peace out.